right, welcome back. Welcome back to the International Wealth Builders Association radio talk show. My name is LaToyaTillett. I'm your host today, and I am joined by a panel of three ladies who are making moves in the development arena. I am joined by Michele Morgan, Renata McCormick, and Michele Dawson. So before we went to our commercial break, you guys were telling me a little bit about what it is that you do, what your perspective is on development and everything. So we're learning that each one of them has their specific niches that they deal with. So what I want to go into now is if we can get a little bit from you all on what kind of challenges have you faced in this male-dominated industry. Let's start with Michele Dawson.
Thanks, LaToya.
You're welcome.
So my biggest challenge has been dealing with my subcontractors, because I am also a licensed general contractor. I don't need to bring in a general contractor, so I actually do the general contracting portion of all of my builds myself.
Nice.
So the challenges are most of your subs are going to be male. And when I initially started Empire Development, I was looking to get as many female subcontractors as I could. But the challenge is finding them that are mastered in the trades. So that would be plumbing, electrical, HVAC, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So those are really my biggest challenges is and having the male subs take you serious.
Okay, I was going to ask, is there any pushback from the men?
That's really
when you're coming
the
at them.
challenge that I have.
Yes. What about you, Renata?
For me, I'm not a GC. So when I do a project, I have to hire a GC, which means I don't control as much of the cost as I could if I was a GC. So that's not really a challenge, but it's a disadvantage because I'm not a GC. However, I don't, I choose to do it that way because I don't want to be as involved as a GC would have to be. I'm a visionary, so I can have I have the vision of what I want there, and then I just have to put the team together to implement the plan. But then you run into, GCs that don't want to, they question females for knowing, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they're talking about? Being that this is a male dominated field. So, sometimes I run into a GC that's like, why are you doing this now? Now is not the time to do this. They try to discourage you from doing it. However, everybody else is doing it. So why is it not a good time for me? And what I've noticed is that a lot of development companies have, it may be owned by a female, but there's a male face, that shows up to open doors that, me showing up as a female can't get into. So those are some of the challenges that I run into.
Okay, great. Because I know when I first got started in commercial real estate, that's my specialization. It was kind of tough, especially, being a minority female like that. And then, going up against what we call the big boys, it kind of was a little bit of a struggle, but, I got my respect. You just got to play hardball with them. And, now I don't really have too many issues. Every once in a while I run into someone who's, they think they know more than me or, or that I might not know what to do or what I'm doing. But, I always tell them straight. So I can definitely understand that. What about you, Michele Morgan?
I can't say that I've had a couple run-ins where maybe somebody challenged what I guess my position, but I haven't had a whole lot of that, and I'm very grateful that I haven't had to deal with that a lot. My biggest challenge is finding people, because we are women.
Yes.
No offense to men, women, we think better. We think more clearly, we think thorough, we think the finish, we think on a whole different level, and finding people to execute what we have in our head and the way that we want things done, finding people that share your same quality of standards, people who are not just showing up to just get a paycheck. That's the hardest thing for me. I have a lot of subs, I have several crews, but I have to work in my business a lot because I have to make sure that everything is done up to par. I have to constantly run to my projects to make sure it's done the way that I would want it to be done. And that's been my biggest challenge, is trying to not work in my business as much so I can start working on my business, because I'm struggling with finding people that deliver my same excellent standard that I set for myself if I were to do the tile job compared to hiring somebody else to do it. So
Right.
that's been my biggest struggle. So I find myself finishing jobs or taking just take it all down. I'll just do it myself.
Right.
That kind of thing or whatever. And so I haven't had a lot of challenge because I know what I want. I know how to articulate it. I know how to demand, hey, I need you to do this, you to do this. So I haven't had a lot of challenges in that area, but having it done the way that I want it and need it done so that I can put my signature, the little flipper on there,
Right.
it's been my biggest struggle.
Oh, I totally understand that. One of my challenges as well for many years, I just felt like I can't find good help, and then it was hard for me to kind of get, the ideas out of my head to translate to someone what I needed them to do, like when it comes to like finding an assistant or something like that. And so I actually was fortunate enough to go through some coaching with Dr. Tamika Bryant. So that helped get me out of that. And I was able to find a good assistant that works very well with me. And I know she kind of gets frustrated with me sometimes because sometimes I'm still like, I can't really articulate what it is I need her to do, but I know what it is. So sometimes I just end up doing it myself. So I totally feel your struggle. Did you ever find an assistant? I remember you were looking.
I have had two that did not understand the assignment.
Wow.
So we are still searching.
Back to the drawing board. Yes. See, and it's hard.
It's a lot to work with me and to keep up with, because I'm looking for somebody that can kind of do it all, and they think that I just need somebody to go through my receipts, and there's so much more than that.
Right.
So I've gone through two. But God be guiding. So it's she or he is coming. I know they coming.
Right. I totally understand what that is. Sometimes, and then when you have a craft and when you're like a low key perfectionist, it is difficult to find people to do things up to your standards. So we're gonna be praying for you that you get that work, you get that right assistant for you. Okay. All righty. So we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to the ladies about what they're doing currently, if there's any, any thoughts of expansion into any other areas, and kind of just get a feel for, what their future is going to look like. We'll chime back in with the ladies a little bit, and we'll just talk for a few seconds. So, I know that we all met, that's what I didn't tell the folks, so I can let you guys know. We all met through through an investment group, actually, on Facebook, and, we've all become close in our own respective rights. We've met each other in person at such events like Teach at the Beach or $100 Million Tours, different events like that were also put on by Dr. Tamika Bryant. So I do thank her a lot for bringing this group together and, just giving me the chance to reach out to people who are not necessarily right next door to me. I can actually have friends in other states. Actually, Michele Dawson is helping me with the build of a home. Hopefully everything works out and we can go ahead and keep this project moving. But we do have a project we're working on in Kansas City, Missouri for a lot that I had. So, that's basically because of Dr. Tamika Bryant. She put us together and she's like, hey, work with this person, do this. And, Renata is definitely open always whenever I have any questions on development. Definitely I reach out to her. And then Michele Morgan, I just love her nickname, Little Flipper. I'm like, it's just so fun. It's so fun. I'm like, oh, she's so cool. I got to meet her at Teach at the Beach too, about 2 years ago. And we saw each other again at the one in the Dominican Republic in September. So, it's just been really cool getting to know these ladies, getting to know what their businesses are, what it is that they're looking to do in the future. And then, just girl power all the way around, because we can do anything. And, like Michele Morgan said, sometimes we just do stuff a little bit better. Right.
Ain't no sometimes.
That
Ain't
all
no
the
sometimes.
time.
All the time, baby.
That's right. That's right. So yes, definitely. I enjoy talking to you ladies so much, and then seeing our comments, our posts, and our Facebook group and everything. We share different things. We share jokes. We share our wins every week and everything. So, what do you guys like about the win group?
What you just
That's
said.
that's where you can find common interest with women that and a lot of them look like you.
Right.
So that the hardest part, and I hate to throw that in there, but the hard part is finding people that you have um, something in common with.
Mm-hmm.
You look like me, you think like me, you talk like me, um, and you're striving for the same things as me.
Right, right. And yeah, that's one of the main things. When I first saw Tamika on, she was doing like a guest spot at internet event that was going on during COVID, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, dang, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be like her, and I was like, yeah, and so started following her from there and taking the coaching and everything. So and then that's what helped bring us all together.
Yeah, same here. I think I saw her. I was in another group, another real estate group. And she would come in on Wednesdays. I think they called it Women in Wealth Wednesday. She would come
Mm-hmm.
in and speak. And the first time I saw her speak, and she was talking about, investing and a little bit more deeper than, because when I got into real estate, I was never interested in being a salesperson,
Right.
a real estate agent. When I started, I was investing before I got my license.
Oh,
So
okay.
that really wasn't the reason why I became a real estate agent. So when she spoke, that's what made me navigate over to her and her group, and that's how I met you guys.
Yes, yes, definitely. What about you, Michelle? Morgan?
Uh, for me, it's it is the sisterhood and all that. That's a beautiful thing. Just having like-minded people, everything that the ladies have said. But for me, it's been like the challenge. Tamika will always challenge you, and now she has
Mm-hmm.
created and formed a massive group of women, people coming, because there is a male and female group too, but a massive
Right.
group of people who challenge each other.
Yes.
Like, she's made us all think like her. Maybe not
Right.
exactly like her, but challenge you to be at your full potential. Like, don't freaking talk about it, be about it. Like, well,
Exactly.
what are you gonna do if that's what you want? Why are you not doing it?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's the challenge for me, the push, because I'm a hard head, I'm a knucklehead, and
Me too.
I have to get a kick in the butt to do certain things or whatever. And being a baby kid, linking up with somebody like Tamika, she gets you together. She
Mm-hmm.
gets you together. I watched Renata from when she first started, like
Yes.
how she was
Yes.
really shy and timid and introverted. She's still all of those things, but she
Hmm.
does it with such a boldness now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Tamika got her up out of that shell, like, and that's what she do. She pushes you to be at your full potential, and she's created a network of people who push and challenge each other. Like, I've got my other sisters in the group that's like, well, did you get that coaching thing started? Did you get them classes? Like, hey, get out of my business, I'm
Right.
working on it.
Did you do your
But
homework?
everybody challenges each other.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Well, we're going to go ahead and head to a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll start talking, like I said, a little bit more about what you guys got going for the future. See you guys in about 2 minutes.